we're back with the Commonplace book. And we need to go to the first page, of course. Contents section. What is that at the bottom? Passwords. So the last time I opened this, I was talking about writing. And how that's actually the D&D section. Yeah. Well, passwords. Nope, I didn't say that right. Writing is the D&D section, and whatever makes sense to you is what you actually want to title the things as. Now, for passwords, whatever you're thinking of should probably only be seen by you, you know? Probably. Now, that is kind of a Tumblr joke, which I'm probably redacted, which I didn't really pronounce properly, but it's not really relevant. And the thing with Tumblr that I haven't really talked about is if you already have one of those, making one of these is actually going to be super easy. Because all you got to do is you just go back to your oldest page, write a note on every post. I don't mean edit the actual post you made on the site. You could do this with Facebook or whatever else, but if you just grab like a sheet of paper, it could be in this, it could just be a sheet of paper. But if you just write the first thing that comes to mind every time you look at a post, you're actually going to have a bunch of unique thoughts that you can use to create a bunch of different sections. And it'll look somewhat interesting. Now, if you want to make it even more random, which I highly recommend, if you have like a Tumblr account, for example, or if a friend of yours does, or if you just found a blog or something that looks good, what you can do is you can, type out the URL or whatever. Hopefully you can just click on it if it's like bookmarked or something, which would be a lot easier. And then you can add a little slash at the top and do a bunch of other stuff, which would be kind of hard to explain, but it's a lot easier to just scroll down, hope that the person has pages rather than just infinite scroll, which is awful in my opinion on every platform. You want to click next page, and when you do that, it'll alter the URL at the top. It'll say like, slash page 2 slash, or it'll be slash page slash 2, I think. Anyways, the point is, if you type in 100, it'll take you to the 100th page, and then you have 10 unique posts that you can look at, and they'll be very different than whatever was before, because the person, they might have changed their whole life in that time. And then if you just keep adding 100, you can jump in between. Now, I'm not saying to copy somebody's post, but what I am saying, if they post about they can post about anything. It is Tumblr after all. But the thing is, there's usually a pretty good mix. It's kind of like a YouTube comment section. You're going to have the one person who's a bot, the other person who loves all the content, and the person who hates it, but keeps watching for some reason, driving up engagement. Usually somebody whose icon or name is a bit weird. And there are a bunch of things in there which are fairly standard. There's usually at least one if there are enough comments. Like one person who's very helpful, or another person who has questions. But there's variation, which is good. So one thing you can do is, wow, I'm really jumping all over the place. But if you're trying to just generate content, not for like YouTube or something, but for yourself, if you're writing that down, what you can do is you can watch a YouTube video, like the YouTube video, save it somewhere, look at it in like 3 months, watch the video again, take notes on the video while you're watching it, take notes on the comment section, leave that in the corner for 3 months again, and then when you come back, you'll have a totally different opinion, which is great, because in some ways people will say like, oh, I don't have time for this, and yeah, I mean, if you don't, that might actually be better in some ways, because someone's got a lot of free time, they're probably going to be like, well, I could relax, I could play games, I could take a nap, I could take a shower, like there's so many things that can be done. But if you commit like, I don't know, 10 minutes per month, all at one time, don't do like 30 seconds and be like, oh, I did it. I mean, if it's really that challenging, you can do it that way. But I wouldn't force yourself to do it. Like, do it if you're excited. If you want to force yourself, you could be like, my task for today is to open the binder. And then you could have a task for like a week from then to open the binder and read what's on the first page. Whoa, it's upside down. Look at that. Speaking of upside down, if you want to do something really trippy with the paper, this is, top to bottom, but it's like left to right. If you want to make it look ridiculous, what you can do is you can write out full sentences across the page and then write full sentences on top of them. It looks really trippy, but given a little bit of practice, you can actually read it, or at least I can. Or at least I used to be able to. I haven't done it in a long time. I don't actually know if I can read upside down anymore because I haven't done it. Although I assume if I practiced for like 20 minutes, I could probably, readjust, figure it out, and it wouldn't be that hard. But I don't know. I don't really want to. So I'm going to put that in the I don't know and I don't care bucket and leave that for later. But this is definitely way longer than the video had to be on a password page, because if you decide to put passwords in here, don't necessarily do something that would risk a problem. Not trying to get sued, but yeah, if you decide that it's a good idea to keep your passwords in a physical location, and you decide that that's going to be on a sheet of paper, and you decide that the sheet of paper needs to go in a binder, then yeah, technically this is a page you could have. Although I'd probably have more than one page. And if you wanted to hide it really effectively, you could change the name from passwords to something like Jar Jar Binks. I don't think anyone's going to go to the Jar Jar Binks section assuming that, oh yeah, that's where the guy keeps his passwords. You could just make a small edit like that. And the thing is, if you have like 900 sections, nobody's going to be able to find it. Unless, of course, they just do the thing where it's like, well, I'll just take the binder and I'll figure it out later. That could happen. Like a safe for money, probably pretty useful. If it's the size of a small rat. Pretty sure someone's just going to hit it with a hammer. Maybe not. But that's the thing. I'm just rambling. Okay, bye.